Hey everyone, thanks for watching NibblenFlix, the podcast where snacks meet cinema. We chew from everything from buttery popcorn to box office buzz. I'm your host, Jeff Reed. Hit the like button to help us get more eyes on the video. And if you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you're notified when new content is uploaded to the channel. Timestamps are in the description. And in this video, we'll be discussing and munching on the movie Black Phone 2. Is it better than the first one? Let's talk about it. 4 years ago, 13-year-old Flynn, played by Mason Thames, killed his abductor and escaped, becoming the sole survivor of the grabber, played by Ethan Hawke. Now 17, Flynn struggles with life after captivity, and his headstrong sister, played by Madeleine McGraw, begins receiving phone calls in a dream from the Black Phone and seeing disturbing visions. Determined to solve the mystery and end the torment for her and her brother, Gwen persuades Flynn to visit a camp during winter storm. Together, she and Flynn must confront a killer who has grown more powerful in death and most significant to them that they can ever imagine. So when the Black Phone movie came out, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was one of the best films of 2022, probably the best horror film of 2022. And I just love all the creativity they actually did with this film. I like how they used the victims, letting Finn know exactly how they got there, what they try to do to get out, and how they can succeed, help Finn succeed of getting out of that house and escaping from the grabber. And I just love how the creativity, how they use the certain shots when it comes to the kids trying to tell him, the jump scares, how Ethan Hawke was terrifying in a moment. I thought it was just a great film put together when it comes to the Black Phone. And I was interested to see what they're going to do with this film, only because I was like, we kind of got a definitive end in the Black Phone. So what can they go with the sequel? When I saw some of the trailer at CinemaCon and what they were trying to do, I was like, okay, I see what you guys are trying to do. You're trying to bring some kind of dream sequence, Nightmare on Elm Street kind of vibes to it. And I was like, okay, well, you got me interested. Let's see how it's going to be. So let's get into it. This will be a non-spoiler review, and if you haven't watched our videos before, I break it down into 3 segments: the good, the bad, and the final verdict. And also let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts about the film as well, and we can talk about the good and the bad and anything you'd like to discuss about Black Phone. So let's get into Black Phone 2. So the good about this film, to actually continue what happens in the first film. You see the characters where they are at the present state. You actually see Finn. He's going through it. He's just cannot adjust to life, can't move on. He's using his negative emotions in a way to where it's harming other people around. He can't express his feelings, and he's just overprotective of Gwen. And now you see Gwen, who we saw in the first film, was developing these visions and is getting these nightmares. It actually gets a little bit stronger, where she's seeing these things and these disturbing images, and she doesn't know if it's something that happened in the past or something that's going to happen in the future. But it's connected to this camp to where their mother went years ago, and they want to solve the mystery to see exactly what's going on. So what I like most about this film is Gwen's dream sequences, and I love how creative they were making these scenes, and just the way they shot the scenes, the certain angles they were using, what they were using to build tension, and then putting the music on top of it, and then put a nice little touch on it with this grainy look. So you know exactly when Gwen is actually dreaming. You're not guessing anything to let you know that she fell asleep. Here's a grainy look. There's a dream sequence. And what I like about it, they use these scenes to build tension, so you just don't know what's going on. Gwen is in these dream sequences by herself, so they build it up to where you just don't know what's going to happen, what Gwen is going to see. It could be something that could lead up to when it comes to these visions that she's trying to solve the mystery, or it could be the grabber that's coming that's trying to attack her. But I like what they did, because it made you very concerned of Gwen. Like, is she going to survive this? What's going to happen? How's she going to get harmed in these dream sequences? Is there anything that's going to happen to her in a dream that's going to affect her in real life? And that actually was in the trailer that they actually teased too. And I thought that was a good idea, putting that in the trailer to let you know that these are going to be dream sequences, and it's something that happened in the dream could actually affect her in real life. And I thought they effectively did a great job. The performance of the characters were really good. Madeleine McGraw was actually superb as Gwen. She is still that witty, foul-mouthed girl, but she adds a lot more to this film as the co-lead. The movie is basically riding on her back, and I think she does a great job. There's scenes in this movie where she's just has to show every emotion that's going on through the character of Gwen at this particular time, and she just knocks out the park. I thought she was very captivating in certain times in the film, and just during her dream sequence, I thought she did a great job showing what an individual would be going through with something crazy like this, seeing these crazy visions and dealing with the grabber, why are you sleeping? And it shows her arc. I like what they did with her arc in this film. And I think it's something that if you're going to enjoy this film, it's going to be based on performances. And for me, I didn't thoroughly enjoy her performances. I thought it was very strong. And every time I see Madeleine McGraw, every time I see her in a movie or whatever, it seems like her acting skills is getting better and better. And I can't wait to see what she does more. But in this film, she was absolutely fantastic. Mason Thames also was fantastic in this film. I thought he did a great job showing where Finn was at this particular time. In this moment, I think showing his arc and showing the growth of the character and what the things that to do, some of the emotional scenes that he had to do, I thought he hit them very well. And every time I see Mason Thames, either it's the first Black Phone movie, How to Train Your Dragon, I always think he does a great job and he's getting better as an actor. And you see with the different characters that he's playing, he's able to show his range, and he did that in this film here, where you see in the beginning of the film, Finn is kind of ice cold, and he doesn't really care, and he starts seeing emotion, how much the heart is in him. You actually see the hero coming out of him, and you actually see him portraying that person that he really wants to be. And I thought there was a very good performance from Mason Thames. Ethan Hawke, who's not in the movie that much, but when he is, oh man, he is so chilling and terrifying. Just the way he portrays a grabber, just eccentric, creepy way. He just has like the perfect vibes to play with his character, and it just doesn't matter if he's like just threatening people, haunting people, or attacking Gwen or other people. It's just very, very intense. That's what I like about how Ethan Hawke plays the grabber. You just don't know what he's gonna do, and maybe one day he'll play a comic book villain, maybe the Joker, and he plays that unpredictable character like the Joker with the grabber already. So the tendencies are there, and he also has like the crackling kind of voice too that can go. All he needs is basically a laugh. But just the way he was playing the grabber in this movie is so terrifying in certain moments, because you just don't know what he's going to do. Is he going to attack? Is he not going to attack? Is this going to be just a conversation piece of him just talking smack to whomever he's talking to? Or is he going to lead to a conversation into attacking, or just come in and attack you out of nowhere because he's got to come in style and let you know he's going to rip you to shreds, and he'll let you know that it's going to happen eventually. You just don't know when. And that's what makes the character, the grabber, so interesting and so fun to watch, because you just don't know what he's going to do when he's on screen. He can just have a conversation with you and let you know, hey, this is how it's going to go down one day. And then later on, he sees you, you say, okay, put them hands up, let's go. And I thought that was just absolutely fun, how he basically used psychology and how he tried to get in people's head and try to use those antics to bring fear into the people he was trying to haunt, or trying to just let them know, hey, I'm going to get you one day. And Ethan Hawke was absolutely fantastic. The thing about this movie that I feel is a negative, that it takes a lot of time. It's a very slow burn film, and it takes a lot of time to get where you want to see. I don't think you see the acting with the individual in this film. I think I clocked it around like 46. So you gotta wait like almost half the film to actually get a real scene with the grabber interacting with any character. You do see a glimpse of him earlier in the film, but it's not really him. It's more like imagination, and of course it's stuff that's going on in dreams too. But you don't really have a real grabber scene till minute 46. And also the movie brings out a lot of different side stories, and I felt some of them were kind of forced. And it's to the point where the movie is being pulled in certain different directions, and it just doesn't know where to go. And that could lead to boredom to some viewers, and I can completely understand. You're here to see the grabber. You're here to see the grabber interact with other people. You're here to see the grabber attack people. And you really don't get much of that in the first 46 minutes of the movie. That could lead to boredom. And I sure was watching my clock and saying, hey, when are we gonna get some grabber scenes here? What's going on? Like, I like the build-up of what's going on, but how long are we gonna do this until we get a real interaction with any of these characters with the grabber? This took too long. And the horror element of the film, I don't really think it's really a horror film. Yes, there's horror elements in the movie, but it's more like a thriller for me than a horror film. There's not a lot of jump scares, there's not a lot of kills in this movie. There's not a lot of that going on at all. There's a lot of scenes that have tension that's being built up to where it can lead into some horror elements. And those scenes were really good when they have those horror elements in it. It's just not enough of it in the film to be even considered a horror film. Everything else, what I said before, is being pulled by so many different directions when it comes to the side stories, and it loses focus of what it's really supposed to be doing, where you don't have enough time to have these moments in the film where you have these terrifying moments with the grabber. And that's the moments that you're here for. And it's done really well to the point where you're kind of disappointed because you only get basically a handful of scenes like this. They're really good and executed very well. And everyone performed very fantastic in these scenes, but it's just not enough to fill the belly, and you feel empty where you get a bag of chips and you see that half the bag is air. Kind of pissed off about that. You're paying $2 or $3 for a bag of chips. It's half air. Yuck. The final verdict. So I would have scored this film 3.5 snacks out of 5. And that's because the performance of this film were absolutely fantastic. I loved everybody that was in this film. I thought they did a great job. And I also like how they did the dream sequences too. I thought they were very creative how they did that. And those horror elements in the dream sequences were led up very well and built up with tension to the point where you're at the edge of the seat. And that's what you really want. That's why you're there. And I thought they did an amazing job doing that. When it comes to the story, where they did build it up pretty slow, but it did have some good moments building up to the part when they get to the camp. However, once they get to the camp and they start introducing all these different second side stories, the movie kind of loses focus because it's being pulled in so many ways that it just doesn't know where to go. And when it comes to the horror elements, like I said, they were really good. It's just not a lot of them in there. And it could be very frustrating for a reviewer because you're coming to see a movie where you're expecting to see horror and it doesn't really feel like a horror film. It's like more of a thriller film with horror elements into it. So I can see some people come in this movie and be disappointed. However, I can see people come in this movie and having a good time too, because those dream sequences are shot so well that you can kind of gloss over everything else and just enjoy the film for what it is. And I think that could be some people that comes to this film. Like I said, I have some negatives about this film, but I did enjoy watching the film because when it did introduce the story building for the main story, and then it would have got to the point where the horror part went into dream sequences, the film actually is just spot on and it excels to the point where it is really fun to watch. It's just the downtime that kind of makes the film kind of drag a little bit and kind of lose its flavor when it comes to the film being executed very well. But I've still recommended this movie for anyone who's very interested in seeing this film. I think it's a good film. I don't think it's as good as the first one, but I think it's a pretty good sequel of the first film. But if you're going to see the movie, let me know in the comment section below what you think about the film. And if you saw the movie already, let me know what you think about the film too. Also, let me know what you think about both films. Like, which one is better? Do you like this film or do you like the original film? Let me know in the comment section. And also stay tuned for more videos I'm going to upload this weekend. I got a couple more reviews for After the Hunt and Good Fortune. And until then, thank you for watching. I really appreciate you taking your time to watch this video. Don't forget to like this video and also subscribe if you wanted to see more content that's uploaded on this channel. Until then, keep munching, keep watching, keep it real, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and goodbye.